about the pipers? Do we have a seat for them? Or?
All in the front.
And the drummers and the
McKinnon. Yep.
Never had seats.
Wow. Neither Councillor McKinnon nor I anticipated any of this. He didn't even know his wife was going to be fighting. I kind of thought this was just going to be a regular council meeting, but I've got to say it's just amazing to see this. And I thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
I suspect I'm going to have a difficult time getting through this. But you still have a few minutes to endure a regular council meeting. So I will call this meeting to order, the last one of Councillor McKinnon and myself's time, I guess. And I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda. Councillor Kahakawilla.
I have an adjustment, to make to the agenda. If we could please move your... Does that work?
No, you have to hold it down.
No, I know, but it's not. Does that? Yes? I can hear. Okay. Bring it a little closer. Okay. If we could please move item 6, your mayor's report, to in front of item 13, which will be the end of the meeting. And the reason for doing that is so that we can continue with the business of the meeting prior to getting into anything else. So I'll make the motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Moved by Councillor Kahakawilla, second by Councillor Epp. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. The other reference is kind of ominous. We will move to public participation, and and this will be business only. So if anybody wishes to speak to the business of the that's on our agenda, now is the opportunity to do so. Wow, look at that! We're setting a lot of records here tonight. Oh no, here we are. Chris.
Maybe it's just me, Mayor Rance, but you're not very audible. Anyway, thank you.
I've been accused of being odd lots of times, but not.
So where'd the last 4 years go, folks? Chris Moore, 4545 William Head Road, Mayor and Council. Okay, for a change, and I will admit somewhat under protest as acting president of APRM. This time I get to legitimately speak to you on behalf of some 300 plus members. And here's the message. All too often I encounter the following question from Metchosin residents and many others. Why does Metchosin care so much? We're not perfect, but we're pretty close. And I think it would be fair to say that we would not be in the kind of, at least so far, recognizable shape we are still in if the 5 of you had not been at the table during the last 4 years. So whatever the future holds for each of you, those who are stepping down and those who will be back, on behalf of APRM, I want to wish you all the very best and hereby thank you for your time, your energy, and your nonstop commitment to this community.
Thank you,
Well
Chris.
done.
Very much appreciated. Is there anyone else to public participation? This is your last chance to have a go at me. Oh, here we are.
Sorry, those words inspired me. Jay Shukin, 5340 Levon Road. And Mayor Rams, I too want to thank you so much. It was only a short 4 years ago that we first met. And since that time, you have grown in popularity in our household that in ways I cannot tell you. I've been here at almost every meeting, and I think I've approached the podium every meeting. Perhaps you weren't looking at me when I spoke, but I still got the sense that you took what I was saying to heart and seriously, and everybody else who spoke here. So I want to thank you for that. And I have to say, I was the note taker many, many times, and so I would always pick up the pen when you spoke.
Yeah.
And there were many times after those meetings that someone would say, "Did he say that? Did he say that? Ask Shukin, he took it down." And I'd say, "Yeah, he said that." I want to thank and echo what Chris had said. Machosen is the way it is today because of you so much and your many decades of service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay. Oh, thank you. Anyone else? Again, this is for the business of the community, but
Kelly Tordick,
the
41. Just gotta do it. 4193 Machosen Road. It's been a long time.
don't start.
Born and raised from real farming to what we have now. If it wasn't for you, it still wouldn't be this way. So I thank you for all your years of service. If my dad was here, it would probably get a little bit more lively.
Yep.
And he's rooting for the best of Machosen. Like I said, if he was here, it would be a lot more lively. And I am just grateful that you've kept up what started years ago. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Anyone else?
Theo Mitchell, 4198 Still Meadow Road. I may not be able to stay till the end. I'm here with two messages. One, on behalf of my mum, Jo Mitchell, who really wanted to be here tonight, but wasn't feeling very well. But she wanted you to know, John, that she served with you on several councils, that it was the absolute highlight of her life, her career. She said how much she enjoyed the deliberations you all did, and how much she really respected and admired everything you've done for this community. And so from her, I just want to say a huge thank you. And then also, I realize we're all supposed to hold till the end, but on behalf of Tom and myself, I want to really thank you. And actually really want to thank Cheryl and your family, who have also been a part of this venture and have really kept Machosen rural. And just everything you've done for this community, we really absolutely admire, respect, and thank you, and wish you a happy retirement. Although, as I said to Cheryl, I'm not so sure you're going to be fully retired, but a big thanks to you, to your family, and to everyone here. So thank you.
Theo. I just wanted to say that your mother, Jo Mitchell, was one of the best counselors I've ever had the good fortune of working with. So, anyone else? There being none, we will move into the business, and we'll go to the adoption of the minutes, special council, and the council meeting of August 22. Councillor McKinnon.
I think both.
I got some corrections.
I think both of these have an incorrect start time for the open portion of the meeting. But so the August 22nd meeting, according to the minutes, was called to order at 9:05 p.m., which I think it was probably 7:05 p.m. And although sometimes it seems like 9:05. And the September 26th one, I think, was called to order at 7:12 rather than 8:12 p.m. Was it? Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Good.
I will double check on the August 22nd because as well we have all the committee meetings in
Mhm.
front of those ones, so I
Yeah.
believe that is the correct time.
Ah, excellent. Even
So-
better.
So, former councillor Brian Killip, who's in the audience, one of the members of the first council, will appreciate that last meeting I equated you with Jeff Hadley. Except, as Brian will say, that Jeff was never wrong.
Fair enough. In which case, I will move adoption
Good.
of both.
Thank you, Councillor McKinnon.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Kahakawilla. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So now we go to the receipt of the minutes. We have the first one, Finance and Environment Committee.
I will move receipt of those minutes.
Moved by Councillor McKinnon, seconded by Councillor Epp. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Do we have the Planning Committee minutes?
I move receipt of the planning committee meeting minutes.
Moved by Councillor Kahakawilla, seconded by Councillor Little. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And now Parks.
I move the Parks meeting of September 26th, 2022.
Moved by Councillor Little, seconded by Councillor McKinnon. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And finally, Public Works.
Move receipt of the Public Works Committee meeting.
Second.
Moved by Councillor Epp, seconded by Councillor Kahakawilla. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So now we move into the business, and for those standing, this should not take more than about an hour and a half. So the first item of business arising is the Woody Beach access and stairs.
I'd like to move that council temporarily close the Weir Beach access and stairs.
Moved by Councillor Little, seconded by Councillor Kahakawilla. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next item is the bylaws. Heritage Tax Exemption Bylaw. I don't have my glasses on, so anyway. Go ahead, Councillor McKinnon.
I'd like to move that council consider adoption of Heritage Tax Exemption Bylaw 2022, number 680.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Kahakawilla. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And now we go to Bylaw 681. Councillor McKinnon.
Nope. And I move that council consider adoption of General Tax Exemption Bylaw 2022, number 681.
Seconded by Councillor Little. Discussion. Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. That ends the business for this term. Considering that neither Councillor McKinnon and I know what comes next, perhaps... Oh,
Your mayor's
my mayor's report.
Mhm.
Well, first item on the mayor's report, I think Tina... Oh, okay. First item on the mayor's report, and I guess before I get started, I really should acknowledge all of the people that have shown up here. The firefighters, remarkable guys, and inspector, superintendent. What is the term now? Yeah, Superintendent Todd Preston. We have our great friends from Chiana Marina. Welcome, and I'm so pleased to see you here. Chiana Marina. What am I saying? I'm thinking about what I have to read here. From the Chiana First Nation. Sorry, guys. All you people, it's a great honor to see you here. My first order of business, as circumstance would have it, is to be able to fumble with this box and a bag and present our CAO with her 30-year pin from the LGMA, the Local Government Managers Association. So,
to step down.
Mayor,
Yes,
if I can interrupt just for a moment.
you certainly may.
So before you continue with your mayor's report, there is one other piece that staff and council would like to bestow on both of you. Councilor McKinnon,
Thank you very
thank
much.
you for your 8 years. Mayor Rance.
Thank you. Is yours heavier than mine, Andy? Yeah.
No, shake it too hard.
Oh.
I think you should fumble with that thought.
Should
Yes,
we open
both
these?
of you.
Okay, all right.
Wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yes, and both Councillor McKinnon and I know what these will contain.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
These are
wow,
beautiful.
that is nice.
Yeah, I know you don't have your glasses on.
But the chosen logo, I saw that. Yeah, that's, wow,
I know you
that's. So, is there more?
There is our friends at Chiano.
We've been honored to be working with you all this time, that you gained an awesome friendship and working partnership. I'm trying not to cry, so. And we just wanted to, we have a gift for you, like a blanket. The blanket is to keep you warm on all your travels, keep you safe.
Okay. I remember when it started, I think we referred to you as Richard.
Yes.
It's short for Richard.
We did.
And there was no communication whatsoever. And we sat down at a coffee with another mayor, and we just chose to stop seeing each other as different. Friends, family, we chose the nights, Beecher Bay, all together, and Mayor Rams walked us through that, put down his guard, I put down my guard, and we all became friends, family, and community members. With the backing of the best fire department ever. We love you guys. We love it when you come to our communities. We love the support you bring to us. Yeah, it's sad that you're retiring, but you need your time. But you've gave us lessons. You've passed lessons to me. You've passed lessons to your council, your people. I'm gonna miss it. I always love coming here, and I'll still continue on working with Machoda as much as I can. Like I said, I love it. I think we're friends and family and community now, and I'm hoping there will be no barriers been put up from now on. I think there's we've done a lot of work, too much work, got barriers put in front of us now, and I'm hoping that you could pass on some of your knowledge to the next council. Like I said, it's not always been perfect, but it's always been conversational. There's always, we're breaking down, okay, let's have a conversation. Conversation's over, it's fixed. You can't replace that. You can't put care in a can and pass it to the next council, but you can certainly pass your knowledge, and we love you, we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you, Andy. It's been great. Like, I don't know how many times we're sitting across the table from you and you just, things I want to say come out of your mouth. Awesome, you're a great person. There's no replacement for you or Lisa. Lisa, my God. You're just a phone call away, it seems, and any emergency that we've had, you've helped us go through those things, and it's been really, really awesome. Like I said, we're not, when I'm in Chosen, I like to say, welcome to the traditional territories of Chiana First Nations, but also the shared territories of our friends and family of Chosen. And that just stems from the work that you guys do. Not because I've been forced to, you've given me that medicine to fix that language. So, Haichka, thank you, and we love
I've had the great pleasure and honor of jointly speaking with Chief Chips and the members of the band council on a number of occasions. And without exception, Russ has always upstaged us. Then he's done it again. I don't know how to follow that. I just want to begin by, I'm sorry guys that you're still having to stand there, but I'll try and make this quick. And when a politician says that, you know you're stuck standing for a lot longer. So I just want to begin by thanking my wife. 35 years ago, I joined the second council, and she has been putting up with what comes with the job ever since. I'd like to acknowledge my children that are sitting here, all four of them. I've been so blessed. My other family, grandchildren, and nephews, and everything. And without you, I would never have been able to do it. So, thank you. I have to look around the room here because, again, this was unanticipated. So, there's a guy smiling in the corner there, Ed Watson, a lifelong friend that has supported me all the many times that I needed it. The firefighters, I mean, Russ said it, they're the best. And I would like to, where are we here? I don't see Nick. Is Nick here? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, right. I'd just like to point out Gord Gribble and Nick Wells especially, who not only are our officers in the fire department, but are also our very valued members of our public works. And Inspector Preston, it's an honor to see you here. Thank you for coming. All the rest of you, you have been so pivotal in the success of this municipality. And I'm going to say a couple of things here to the prospective councillors that are going to be filling this place. You are inheriting the best staff I've ever worked with. And with that, we have a lot to owe to Lisa Erlacher just so you know the history there, we at one point had a change of staff, and we decided to bring on contractors instead of full-time CAOs, and they were so successful that I vowed that I thought, you know, contracting CAOs is really a good way to go, and I don't ever want to go back to like permanent staff, but Lisa completely changed that for me. And the reason that we have such a wonderful staff is that Lisa was able to recruit and retain them. And I certainly thank you for that. And then the latest has been Sue Lynn, who will be taking over, who I feel will do just as good a job. So there is something that I would like to clarify, and that is, I mean, there's been some very nice things said about me, about keeping this community the way it is, but the ones that really deserve the credit were the first council. And Brian, you're sitting, I think that's you in the back there. Brian was instrumental. Is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Brian, there you are, there. Okay, yeah, okay. Brian was instrumental in much of the policies that established our direction on that first council and in the restructure or the incorporation committee that before that. There was Brian, the other members up there, Jeff Hadley, Ted Stevens, Noel Pemberton-Villing, and most significantly, not the longest serving mayor, but the best mayor we've ever had, which is Herman Volk. I learned how to be a compassionate mayor from Herman. Anyways, so all we did in the succeeding years was basically just carry on that vision and build on that strong foundation that people like Brian and the rest created. So that's where the real credit should go. And I'm confident that the next council will just continue to build on the same vision and on what we have achieved. Councillor McKinnon, you seem to have drawn the short straw of having to retire at the same time I did. And I just want to make it really clear how much I have appreciated you on council. You have been so dedicated to keeping this community rural. You have and affordable as the finance chair, but more than anything, I've enjoyed your humor, your team spirit, and I really regret that the public never got to see a full or a performance from the council quintet. COVID and circumstances prevented that, but we made good music together, at least in practice anyway, so yeah. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything here?
I do know that Councillor Epp had something to say, and I wanted to say something as well, but perhaps Councillor McKinnon and Councillor Little does as well.
Just wanted to thank everybody who helped me and helped our council, and I'm just delighted that so many people can be here tonight, and without singling anybody or any group out, our friends and family from Beecher Bay. It's just wonderful to have you join us tonight. Thanks so much.
Well, it seems like I recall somewhere around the early 80s when we were all up in arms about development, and that led to incorporation. which was great. And all the mayors and councils that have kept going all these years and kept Metchosin preserved for all of us today, have all been amazing. But one thing I remember as being, way back when, young family and busy with kids and jobs and so on and so forth. And so we were not particularly interested in politics. We were just living our life and loved Metchosin. And, but one thing is that when there's election time, then sort of the general feeling was that, well, if we make sure that John Rands gets elected as mayor, then Metchosin will be safe. So thank you for keeping Metchosin safe all these years.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for being one of those kind souls 22 years ago who believed in a very young and naive individual who was running for council for the first time. Albeit I didn't get a chance to work with you those first 2 terms, you were somebody who I could approach if I needed to, and you were one of those people who has helped shaped my life. It's been a pleasure to work with you. It's been a pleasure to argue with you, and it was a pleasure to run against you. But it's the framework of council. Andy, Councillor McKinnon, it's been fantastic being able to work with you for these last 8 years. You will be missed around this table, no matter who is here. And I have appreciated your wisdom and your guidance in a whole host of matters. So thank you very much to the service that you have brought to this table and to this community.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just one sec.
Sorry.
It's been a lot of fun working with staff. Lisa, you in particular, when I first met you, I thought you were really cold. It's true. Yes, it worked. But I've since learned that you are a strong leader, you're a strong woman, and you are a fabulous person. So thank you for the work that you've done here in Metchosin as well. I would also like to thank the staff for helping put all of this together tonight to celebrate the people that are retiring, for the members of the community who have come out, councillors, the fire department, Todd, and to our partners and friends at Chiano. Congratulations for being able to pull off one of the best kept secrets in Metchosin in a while, so thank you.
Yes, I would like also to thank the both of you. Thank you, Councillor McKinnon, for your wise guidance and answering some of my initial questions on council as a new councillor. Thank you for your friendship and your guidance. And Mayor Rands, I would also like to thank you for your 35 years of service. You've often said, these microphones are just really in a bad position. So you've often said that Metchosin runs on volunteers, and it's true. And I think we're celebrating your years of service to the community, and I wish you all the best, all the health in your retirement. I also want to thank everybody that is here to join in the celebration of Councillor McKinnon and Mayor Rands, particularly the fire department, Fire Chief Dunlop, Chiano First Nations Chief Chips in council, Todd Preston, Inspector, Superintendent, Superperson Todd Preston, and all the elders that we have in our community. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thanks for a very lively 4 years. Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Councillor Lennon. So I noticed that we have Jesse Roper here. I'm just wondering, are we going to have a...
I know there are a few more public that would like to...
Are there? Yeah, okay. I guess I've been advised that I can't dismiss everybody yet, that you still have to remain standing. There's more to come. Is that correct?
There's a few members of public that would like to share a few words.
Okay. Or a poem. Do we have a poem? You really know.
Poem if you'll sing.
Yeah. You really know you're either in or in trouble when you have a poem written by Beth.
I didn't know about everybody else, but I'm feeling really emotional about this. It's like the end of an era. So I have a poem for every occasion, and I'm sorry, Lisa, I should have written a poem for you too. It was an oversight. Maybe I'll do that yet. There's still time. Okay, so I'll do Andy's poem first, if I can read it through my blurry eyes. Someone else will take his chair. No one can take his place. Andy made a decision. He's not in the race. He's not stepping down, I say. He's just stepping away. There's a lot more good for him to do. I should have made larger font. That will easily fill each day. Every issue brought to council got Andy's careful consideration. He has helped Machosen move forward on environmental conservation. Andy's still a young man. His career is one to watch. Let's raise a glass to Andy. This occasion calls for scotch. And I didn't know about the crystal glasses that you were getting. But that gives me satisfaction. I'll just wipe my eyes so I can see better. And one for John here. You're going to be a private citizen. I can call you John, right?
You always did.
Okay, for John. Champion of small is better. John has resisted urbanization. This quiet rural space we have has been saved on many occasions. We know how we like it. No sidewalks and no sewers. It all changes at our border. Make big lots and make them fewer. Thanks for years of service, John. Now someone else will take a turn. To maintain our good finances, they'll have a lot to learn. I know this might sound trite. It has become a cliche. When it comes to your goodbye, John, you can say, I did it my way.
Since this is question period, I don't have to give you my address. So this has been a tough term for council. 4 years long. It's about 33% longer than any previous council term. It's had COVID. There have been personality clashes. There's been trolling both online and in the real world to deal with. It's a wonder to me that you all made it through. But you did, and I thank you for your commitment and your endurance. I also want to thank each of you for something or some things that you did individual that were meaningful to me. Councillor McKinnon. This community has benefited greatly from your in-depth knowledge of environmental matters, your steadfast level-headedness, and your affable demeanor. We're going to miss that. The thing that I particularly appreciate about you, though, is something that many dismiss as trivial. Your attention to detail when it comes to spelling, punctuation, and grammar. As someone who makes her living as a writer and editor, I recognize that correct language is essential to clear and accurate communication. Let's not forget that resident who discovered, after making application for permit under the tree management bylaw, to do something that, according to the word of the bylaw, should have been allowed. But it wasn't, because the bylaw was inaccurately written. Andy, maybe you can take on a post-career council overseeing the writing of municipal bylaws to make sure they say what they're intended to say. Councillor Epp, I think you must have made the flashiest contribution of any councillor in Machosen's history. It will be a while before we see how effective the traffic safety measures you brought in are, but they've already had an important positive outcome. There was a group of people who, although they were heard by council, felt that they were not because nothing concrete happened. You made them feel heard. And that's significant. Thank you. Councillor Little, you've been an effective advocate for Metchosen's user groups, but to my mind, where you have really shone is in communications. I'm certain that your use of social media to publicize community events has raised the awareness of many about the richness of Metchosen community life. And your news articles about local farms have not only been engaging and educational, but have highlighted the diversity and importance of our agricultural sector. Years ago, when I was secretary of the BC Honey Producers Association, I did quite a bit of advocating on the part of small-scale farming. So it means a lot to me, and I thank you. Councillor Kahakawila, you heard the concerns about bylaw enforcement raised last election and responded with an inclusive, collaborative, thorough review of the bylaw enforcement policy, which will be a useful tool for next council. That's exciting to me, but I also appreciate the respect and kindness you show to residents addressing council. You're firm in setting limits when they cross the line, but you do so in a way that focuses on the act, not the person. Thank you. Mayor Rands, 35 years in office, serving as school board trustee, councillor, and mayor. That's pretty remarkable. Though I'm afraid you have a way to go to match that of the other visionary across the highway, first mayor of Highlands, Bob McMinn, who began his community service when you and I were in or had just left high school and is still serving on 6 community committees at age 98. Never mind, it's clear to me, I think it's clear to all of us, that Metchosen and Highlands would not be the thriving rural communities they are today without the vision, stubbornness, and leadership shown by both of you. But what I want to recognize you for tonight is also the remarkable achievement of almost certainly securing the treaty lands and laying the groundwork for securing Mary Hill for Metchosen. An achievement you did not accomplish alone, but that's really my point. Negotiating those agreements took more than vision, determination, and leadership. It took forging relationships with people who don't necessarily share your opinions. It took being able to understand issues and possibilities from other people's point of view. It took being willing to change your mind about the way things should be in order to imagine how things could be and how to get there. And above all else, it took listening, lots of listening, respectful listening, which is the key to all successful negotiation. Thank you, sir, for your respectful listening. I honor you.
I'd just like to remind everybody that we've got some very long-standing firefighters here. So, is there anyone else? Oh yeah, upstanding. That's right.
For those who don't know me, I'm one of John Rand's sons, and anyone who's part of the family knows how much work goes into mayor and council, so thank you all. And as I recognize my father, also, as has been said before, I'd like to recognize my mom, who has put up with phone calls and all the times of meetings, so thank you. But my dad's been a politician for pretty much my entire life, and he's always put his heart and soul into it, and has put his heart and soul in the community and the residents and the CRD. And I don't know how they did it, because throughout it all, with all the work and with all the service, still made all the time for the family and drove us to all the sports and supported us in all our endeavors. So just on behalf of the family, we just wanted to say how proud we are of you, and we love you, and thanks. So.
Thank you, Blair.
I'm John's sister, and all I can say is I am so proud of you.
Likewise. If there's no one else, I'll just like to wrap this up, but I'm going to give Councillor McKinnon an opportunity to, yeah.
I was caught completely unaware. I was this evening. I'm glad I put on my mushroom shirt for the event. I wasn't even aware that that my lovely wife would be leading the pipers in here tonight. So that's how out of the loop I was. But it's been a true honor and pleasure serving on council with Mayor Rands for 2 terms, for 8 years. The leadership and the dedication to the community is an inspiration to all of us. And he and I frequently disagreed on matters across this table, but I always knew that we could duke it out at the council table and leave as friends afterwards. And I think that's the essence of democracy. It's not everybody agreeing, but it's being able to have vigorous debates and walk away as friends afterwards. And I thank John for that for 8 years.
Well, thank you, Andy. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. It's and I'll say this too. There's going to be 3 new councillors here, and they need to understand that it is a privilege to be elected to be the residents of this community's representative. It has been for me, and I'm honored tonight, genuinely, as I know is Councillor McKinnon. Being on council certainly has its trials, and it can certainly have its difficult times, but it is also a very remarkable time. The opportunity to get to work with and get to know so many wonderful people in this community. As I look back on the councils, I mean, I was introduced to the business in part by former Councillor Killip, and you know, and getting to know just getting to know your councillors, getting to work with them. So many have left as longtime friends, and the beauty of local government is, as Councillor McKinnon has said, I mean, we can disagree, but we still leave respecting one another and as friends. And hopefully sometime we will be able to resurrect the council quintet. Anyway, the ability to work with visionaries has been one of the major delights for me, and I have to point out some of the most prominent, and that would be Chief Dunlop, who has done more for this community than anybody will ever really know. Chief Chips, who is truly one of the most visionary and dedicated people I've ever had the good fortune of working with. And I have to include Bernice and Tracy in on that too. I mean, it's just been, they're the highlights of this job, and I'm sure that, and I know that the next council will be able to enjoy the same. And then finally with Lisa, who not only was a visionary, but also had the technical ability to make those visions happen. So for all of that, I thank you all. I'd like to thank Jesse Roper and Joel Roper for letting me play defense with them last night in the hockey game. Anyways, that's about it. Firefighters, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you standing through this. Superintendent, thank you for all coming, and thanks for everybody here. You honor us. Thank you.
And I'll move adjournment.
I
Second.
forgot about that. Look at that, eh? Jeez. 35 years and I still can't remember how to run a meeting.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Kahakawilla. Look at Tina.
Mayor, Councillor,
Those in favor?
my band would like to send you off with Skyboat song, Traveling to the Love. Your wife needs to know that the second woman in your life will be a little bit less time now than the woman named Chosen. And we'll follow that up with Green Hills, because you get to go frolic. And then we will exit on Battle's Oar.
Thank you. Yeah.
So much fun. Slow. Air.
Now what? Now the meeting is adjourned. And thank you all so much. It's been an amazing journey. So.
Yours.